A very warm welcome indeed to Day 6 of the Islamic Solidarity Games and our highlights from the field of play. We've an action-packed show in store for you with volleyball, basketball, football, taekwondo, boxing, wrestling, diving and athletics. We may even have a world record for you somewhere in the programme. So sit back and enjoy the best from Baku. We sat down to talk to 19-year-old Taleen Hamaidi of Jordan, athlete ambassador for these games. I came here to get a medal, and that's all I'm looking for. And I'm looking to introduce myself to more people and to know more about their culture and to let them know about my culture. I came over here to do Taekwondo and to compete, but I also came here to do my job as an ambassador for the Islamic Solidarity Games in Baku. The truth is, many people have started to communicate with me, to get information about the games through social media, about the countries, athletes and the sports that are in the games. The other ambassadors for the games and I are already preparing for the next games in Turkey, and we're working very hard to represent Turkey before the event will start. We hope that athletes will be as inspired by Turkey as they have been by Baku. I'm 19 years old. I play Taekwondo and I love it. The reason for this is because Taekwondo provides parity between men and women. It also gives you respect and makes you more passionate. Taekwondo doesn't only suit men, it's for women too. Can you describe women in one word? I'll describe women in just one word. She's the future. Many female athletes have achieved at major international events and medalled in so many different sports like volleyball, basketball, swimming and so on. Sport is so important. It's helped women to get freedom, to travel and to participate in international events. And of course, to represent their country.
يصير في تساوي وعدل بين الشباب والبنات وصار يقدروا البنات يطلعوا ويسافروا ويمثلوا بلادهم ويمثلوا يعني يعملوا الرياضات اللي هم بيحبوها بدون أي عنصرية أو تفريق بين الشباب والبنات. We can do it.
Semi-final time in the football at the Dalga Arena with four sides just one win away from the gold medal match. Algeria met hosts Azerbaijan in the first game. Algeria had topped Group B with 2 wins and a draw. Azerbaijan second place in Group A with 5 points. Algeria dominated much of the game. First meaningful chance here falling to Naji, who tested Magomed Aliyev in the Azerbaijan goal. Now, a great Algerian breakaway just before the half-hour mark saw El Malali with the chance to tee up Naji, but he couldn't find him. Question is, was that a chance gone begging for Algeria? El Malali involved again moments later with a shot that just moved away from Magomed Aliyev's post. On 35 minutes, El Malali once more with a strike just over the bar. Algeria dominating the match, and the goal had to come. And on 39 minutes, come it did, but it went totally against the run of play. Ramazanov's free kick finding the head of Abishov. Romani with the save, but he couldn't keep out Abishov for long. Algeria trailing, having controlled. Romani appealing for an unlikely offside and getting a yellow card for his troubles. Before half-time, Algeria pressed for the equaliser. Great hit from Meziani. Magomed Aliyev doing more than his fair share to keep his side ahead. Second half, and captain Abishov nearly getting his second goal of the game. Algeria's captain Romani just doing enough. 4 minutes later, and a glorious chance from Madatov. Just didn't get it quite right. Ramazanov's shot presenting the chance for the number 11. Now, watch this one carefully, won't you? Abdullayev's corner, finding Madatov, and Azerbaijan go 2 up. Or do they? No signal from the touchline, nor from the referee. Fortunately for the officials, Azerbaijan wasted no time in getting their second, a daisy cutter from Isayev, and the hosts were 2 up. A lovely strike. One last chance for Algeria on 79 minutes, and it sums up the whole game really. Saadi thumping the crossbar from distance. So full time, and Algeria unable to believe they lost. The final score, Azerbaijan 2, Algeria 0. It's Azerbaijan who go to the gold medal match. Cameroon versus Oman now. Cameroon had topped Group A on goal difference, with Oman finishing second in Group B after a win and 2 draws. The whole game was Cameroon's, chance after chance for the indomitable Lions. This opportunity here for Alima Atangana, a great example. Ekolo Malolo crossing for Boak. Couldn't get a strong connection on the header. Second half, and Nkolo Osengane again unable to finish from close range. Al-Balushi with the tip over. A rare chance for Oman here in the 67th minute. Al Ghassani foiled at the near post. Danda just doing enough. A thump from distance here by Koundé Malong. Cameroon resorting increasingly to long-range efforts as the game went on. Cameroon simply couldn't take their chances. Al Ghalani getting the ball away here. Extra time beckoned, and one more chance. Pangop scuffing his shot. So no goals in extra time, it was on to penalties. Could Cameroon put the game away when they'd failed to do so in open play? Al Yayai's miss at the start giving Cameroon the advantage. Halim Mundi with the chance, but a comfortable save for Al-Balushi, no score. Al Ghassani low and to the keeper's left for 1-0 to Oman. Andoula Serge, good penalty for 1 apiece. Al-Matrouchi a belter for 2-1. By Sidara, and Mbaizo won't want to see that one again. A bad miss, 2-1 down. Al-Mamari comfortably scoring to give Oman a 3-1 lead. Koundé Malong with a great penalty to make it 3-2 Oman. Al-Kabi with the chance to put Oman in the final, but clattering the bar. And now Pangop must score to keep Cameroon in the game, which he did. 3-3. So it's into sudden death, and Juma Al-Habsi with a cool penalty to put the pressure on Cameroon. The captain forgetting about the part where you put the ball in the net, so concerned with psychology with the goalkeeper. And Cameroon out of the gold medal hunt. Heartbreak for Cameroon. Oman triumph on penalties to send them into the final. The semi-finals in the women's volleyball took place yesterday at the Crystal Hall on the shores of the Caspian Sea. First match saw host nation Azerbaijan play Tajikistan, and the hosts in blue were in rampant form here. Fine spike coming up from Karimova. Azerbaijan wrapping up the first set 25-6 in just 20 minutes of play. The second set was quicker, though kinder on the scoreboard for Tajikistan. 25-10, despite the despairing lunge here from Zoal Shoeva. It was a return to the ways of the first set in the third. Azerbaijan took a 17-0 lead. Clever touch here from Yagubova, wrapped up the contest 25-6 to secure a straight sets victory for Azerbaijan and an advance to the gold medal match.
Azerbaijan 25, Tajikistan 6, and this is the end of the match.
In the second semi-final, Turkey met Kyrgyzstan. Great reach coming up here from Kilic. And it set up the put away from İcmal as Turkey raced away with the first set, winning 25-9 in 18 minutes. Everything that Kyrgyzstan tried, Turkey had an answer to. Taking the second set, 25-14 in 20 minutes. The nation with the second largest delegation at these games well in control.
Turkey 25, Kyrgyzstan 14.
On to the third now, and a nice block coming up from Aliyeva. However, the set was similarly comfortable for the Reds. Turkey winning 25-12 and dominating throughout. The final result, a straight sets win for Turkey to queue up a battle for gold with Azerbaijan.
25-12 ve Türkiye bu maçın galibidir.
The fast and furious 3-on-3 basketball began today at the European Games Park, built for Baku 2015. 3-on-3, a terrific sport where players play on a half court for a single period, with 1 point for a shot inside the arc, 2 points for a shot outside it. Algeria and Mali in the women's competition here. It was a very close game indeed, decided by a single point. And it was Mali who got it 10-9, the decisive shot from Aminata Diakite. Staying with the women's competition, Azerbaijan and Algeria. Well, the host nation got close to the 21-point cutoff here. They wrapped up a high-scoring win, 20 points to 14. And in doing so, ensured that Azerbaijan were undefeated in the first day's play. Jane Jasur putting in an appearance as Qatar and Côte d'Ivoire met in the men's competition. And some tidy basketball here from Qatar, the world champions of 2014. They were dominant, taking the contest 15-7 and remaining undefeated today. Our final contest sees Mali against Jordan, the youngest team in the competition, and a side with an average age of 16.5. Unfortunately, 16.5 is how long this game lasted too. The action halted early by Mali reaching the 20-point maximum in 3-on-3, the 21-point maximum, ending the game early. 13 points from Ousmane Traoré, helping them to a 21-7 hammering of Jordan. It's been a terrific first half of the games. Let's have a look at some of the most spectacular moments so far.
Over to the Baku Aquatic Centre now for the first day of diving and the men's 3-metre springboard. Dmitry Sorokin of Azerbaijan takes an early lead. With a reversed 2.5 somersault pike. After his first dive, Mujib Valipur of Iran was laying fourth, but was diving well after that. And was in silver position going into the second dive. With a forward 2.5 somersault and 2 twists and a final overall score of 338.35. Rafi of Indonesia found himself in 5th position following his first dive. He was pushed into first place in his 4th dive, putting him in firmly in a medal position. But it was Dmitry Sorokin, his final dive, just wasn't good enough. And Alfazi from Indonesia moves up in the 3rd dive. After a void first attempt because of a technical problem in the final round, Valipur gets enough on the 2nd attempt to secure the gold. Dmitry Sorokin takes the bronze, Rafi the silver, and the champion and gold medalist Mujib Valipur of Iran. Over to the Baku Sports Hall for Taekwondo and the women's 67-kilogram match between Nur Taftar of Turkey in blue and Farida Azizova of Azerbaijan in red. Trailing 7-1, Azizova was clearly struggling to close the gap. Despite putting immense pressure on her opponent, She just wasn't able to secure the scores and had to concede the gold medal to Tata. The men's 80 kilogram between Milad Bej, Hachi Engani of Azerbaijan in blue and Yunus Sari of Turkey in red. It was even in the first round, with each scoring and conceding points. In the third round it was looking like a win for Sari, but in the last 3 seconds a brilliant head kick from Hachi Engani to win the gold medal. The men's 87 plus kilogram now, and Radik Isaev of Azerbaijan in blue and Dmitry Shokin of Uzbekistan in red. Isaev was comfortably leading in the first round. Shokin came back to level the score with a roundhouse kick to match. 8-8, and the final punch in the golden score period takes the gold medal. Isaev, Azerbaijan, gold medalist. Women's plus 73 kilogram between Nafa Kuz of Turkey in blue and Akram Karabağ in red. We join the match in Adwa leading 2-1, and Nafia extends her lead and continues to dominate. Score standing at 6-1. Eventually she goes on to win the match 7 points to 4 and take the gold medal. That concludes the finals from day 6. And now on to the Baku Sports Hall for the men's minus 63 kilogram. Great kicks coming in from Shirabav in blue of Kazakhstan. Yusuf of Iran in red. The roundhouse kick in the finish. And the win goes to Turkey with a 3-0 score. On to the men's 63 kilogram. Tekabiev uses his head guard. Swinging reverse roundhouse kick from Sarabev. Dominating the match. Yusuf Eren tries the side kick to push him off. But it is Segebayev who continues to dominate, scoring well, keeping in close, tries the axe kick that just passes the head of his opponent, amassing a score of 25 points to 6 at this stage of the bout. But the Iranian Yousefi is determined to try to continue to come back, but at the end of the match it finishes 27 points to 7. Mahdi Yousefi, gold medalist.
In wrestling from the Haydar Aliyev Arena, we'll bring you two finals from yesterday and two from today. Let's begin with yesterday's action, the 80 kilogram weight class in Greco-Roman. Not much to separate Youssef Gaderian of Iran in the red and Rafik Husseinov of Azerbaijan in the blue. A meeting between continental champions, Husseinov, a former European champion, and picking up the point there for passivity from Gaderian. Gaderian, of course, a former Asian champion. So which continent would prevail? Coming to the conclusion of the contest here. The narrow lead because of the passivity point for Husseinov, but he's in trouble here. Husseinov conceding a penalty point for passivity of his own, and consequently, by virtue of scoring the last point, Gaderian wins this 1-all contest. The medalists in Greco-Roman 80 kilogram. On to the 98 kilogram weight class, the second heaviest in Greco-Roman. Orkan Nuriev of Azerbaijan in the red, Uzur Duzubekov of Kyrgyzstan in the blue. Two young, well-established junior wrestlers making the move up to senior level here. Passivity is really something that's heavily penalised in Greco-Roman wrestling. And the takedown there scored by Nuriev, already leading due to a passivity call against his opponent. Nuriev right at the conclusion of the bout, making things safe. The gold medal going to Orkan Nuriev. And they're the medalists in the 98 kilogram weight class. Today's action now in the 66 kilogram weight class, the second lightest in Greco-Roman. Janad Kilibayev of Kyrgyzstan in the red, wrestling here against Kamran Mammadov of Azerbaijan in the blue. Mammadov, a two-time European bronze medalist. Now this one not too pretty for Kilibayev. Point there for the out-of-bounds wrestling for Mammadov. 1 point for sending your opponent out of bounds in wrestling. Just approaching the 1 minute mark here. Going for the takedown here. And there it is, 2 points for the takedown for Mammadov. He goes to 3, and this is where things can get really difficult. Trying to bring the limbs out to leave a defence, but a problem coming up here for Kilibayev. He's lifted and about to go flying out of bounds with a massive takedown from Mammadov. It gets the 4-point score, second highest score you can get in Greco-Roman wrestling, to give him the 7 advantage. If it gets to 8 points, then the contest, of course, would come to an end. And that's exactly what happened with another 2-point takedown score. Kamran Mammadov winning 9 points without reply. Great superiority, as it's known in Greco-Roman wrestling. The gold for Kamran Mammadov. That is as gold medal a performance as you'll see. Here to present the medals, Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan's world number 7. Elvin Musalyev was set to come after this, so a great start for the host nation. Now the contest between Furkan Bakra of Turkey and Elvin Musalyev in the blue. Musalyev, of course, won gold at the European Games in 2015, up against a former junior world champion here. This would be a very cagey contest, very much in contrast to Mamedov's victory. Head-to-head collision there, and with Musalyev having the advantage, injury timeout for Bayrak. Again, a nasty knock there for the Turkish wrestler. The prize going to Elvin Musalyev with just a single point. A 1-0 victory, but they all count. Margin of victory inconsequential. The gold medal secured.
Over to Crystal Hall 2 now, and boxing, and it's time for the men's light flyweight category between Hussein Nassar of Iraq and Hussein Al-Masri of Syria. This is the 46 to 49 kilogram category. And there's a brilliant right cross for a standing 8 count for Nassar. Gamely comes back into the match. Both fighters just stumble to the floor, gaining composure again. But after the knockdown, it's Hassan Nassar who looks the more dominant of the two. Al-Masri finding himself under pressure, being pushed back by the oncoming Hassan Nassar. Trying to find his way back in. Feels that he's in need of doing something to change, and in the end he succeeds and takes the win. Hussein Al-Masri of Syria, the gold medalist.
Bakı 2017'nin şampiyonu Suriye'yi temsil eden Al-Masri Hussein.
2017 Force Islamic Solidarity Games medalists.
Hanımlar ve canablar, Bakı 2017 4.
Men's flyweight now, 52 kilograms. The match between Azat Mamentov of Kazakhstan in red and Abdeli Dara of Morocco.
In the red corner, the boxer.
Opening first round, fighters are trying to get to know the best way to get through. They came through their semi-final bouts and are both desperately going to try for gold. There's a great left cross from Mametov.
In the red corner, representing Kazakhstan.
And his performance convinces the judges, and he wins the gold medal on points.
Force Islamic Solidarity Games medalists.
Hanımlar ve canablar, Bakı 2017
The men's bantamweight 56 kg category between Yakub Meredov of Turkmenistan and Abdey Shagamotov of Uzbekistan. Shakamotov of Uzbekistan in blue, standing toe-to-toe, commanding the center of the ring. Good left cross from Shakamotov and onto the left chin of Meredov. Another good jab and across, good combinations coming out from the Uzbekistan fighter. He senses victory, pushing hard. Slight punch after the bell that time, but Meredov took it well. Referee allowing the fighters to work in the clinch. And Shakhmaratov has done enough for Uzbekistan.
The winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, representing
To take the gold medal.
Hanımlar ve cənablar, bu görüşdə hakimlərin yekdil qərarı ilə Özbəkistan təmsilçisi Abdulhay Şərahmatov qalib gəlir. Göy künc.
Islamic Solidarity Games medalists.
Hanımlar ve cənablar, Bakı 2017 4-cü İslam Həmrəyi.
The men's lightweight 60 kilogram category. Coming out in red gloves is Javed Chalaybiev of Azerbaijan. Opposition, Amar Kabalia of Iraq.
Kırmızı künc.
Round 1.
Chabaliev straight into the action. He's trying to score well, jabs, crosses, but Kabalia closes it up quite well. Good defense. Chabaliev still the stronger of the two. Referee looking very, very carefully. Doesn't want any unnecessary suffering from the fighters.
Round 3.
But Chabaliev continues to put pressure on Kabalia of Iraq. Kabalia trying to keep him really close to avoid any more punishment, but the referee is telling him to be careful not to use his head. And at the bell, again the Kabalia
Corner representing
has to concede that it is Chabaliev of Azerbaijan who takes the gold.
Kırmızı künc.
Over to the Baku Olympic Arena for athletics and para-athletics. We start with the women's javelin final, and the first throw is Berivan Shakir of Turkey. Failing 4 of her 6 throws, she ended up with a final distance of 48.74 meters. Shahar Jidka of Iran managed all 6 of her throws with a best distance of 49.15 meters. Eda Tugsas of Turkey. An incredibly powerful release, achieves a massive 67.21 meters in her very first throw, a no throw with her second. She didn't take a third, as she was leading the field by more than 25 meters. On to the men's F13 javelin, an event for visually impaired athletes. Some great news here. We have a new world record. The first world record of the 4th Islamic Games. And now a special moment in the games. Alexander Sevenko of Uzbekistan sets a new world record today in his second throw of 70 meters, smashing his own previous world record of 65.69 meters, which he set in Rio, Brazil in 1998. Now a look at the women's. Now a look at the women's 5,000 meters, and what a race it turned out to be. Jebet set the pace, passing the first 1,000 meters in 3 minutes 07.2. At the halfway point, and things were starting to heat up, with Yasmin Chan going for 3,000 meters and 8:56.7. Jebet came back to force the pace, and going into the last 1,000 meters in the home straight, it was Bet who came forward, crossing the line just 11 100ths of a second ahead of Chan to take the gold medal. Dara Mazlov, Kazakhstan, some way behind in 15:00.42, just edging out Alima Mohammed by 0.03 of a second for bronze.
Next is the men's hammer. No qualification for this event, but the competitor with the highest season's best was Ashraf El Saifi from Qatar with a distance of 78 meters 19. But he would have to settle for bronze, managing a 73.17 in his penultimate throw. Silver went to Özkan Baltaci of Turkey with 74 meters 13. This in his third attempt, which saw him leading at that stage of the competition. But gold went to another Turkish thrower, Esref Apak. His effort of 74.32, just 19 centimetres better than his countryman, and achieved after he'd fouled his first 3 attempts. A season's best for Apak, who took bronze at Athens in 2004. The medalists in the men's hammer throw. On the track, the women's 100-metre hurdles. No qualification rounds, but Odile Ahunwanu of Benin came in with a personal best of 13.64. It was Ahunwanu away in 7, Turkey's Yanit in 4, with Asar of Malaysia looking good in 2. But Ahunwanu across the line in 13.55, a personal best for her, with Yannick close behind on 13.17. Azar taking the bronze in a season's best of 13.85. Gold for Ahunwanu, the flag bearer for Benin in the opening ceremony. The men's T11 100 metres for visually impaired athletes who run with a guide runner. It was to be an Azerbaijan 1-2, with Avraj Khosravi of Iran running to bronze by a strong performance from Ibrahimov in 4 and Muradov in 2. Nurlan Ibrahimov guided by Ryabichin for the win. Muradov with Hakim Ibrahimov taking silver. A look now at the women's high jump. Nadia Dusanova of Uzbekistan came into this one with a season's best of 1.94 m. Trainer Hooper of Guyana, one of two to jump 1.77 m, but had to settle for bronze because of the countback system that looks at failure. She took the bar off with her first two attempts. The silver going to Yusra Arar of Algeria, who got the same height, but on her first attempt. Gold would be for Nadia Dusanova of Uzbekistan, the only jumper to clear 1.80 m. Uzbekistani clearing all five of her heights without a single failure to secure the gold, to add this to her Asian Championship gold from 4 years ago. The medalists in the women's high jump. Back to the sand now, and the women's long jump final. 12 in the final here. Marlene Ngoa of Cameroon getting the bronze by a 6 centimetre margin against Senegal's Sangone Kaji, who couldn't add to her triple jump gold from day 4. 6.06 for Ngoa. Maria Londa of Indonesia earned the silver and very nearly earned the gold instead. She was already good enough for silver with a fourth jump of 6 meters 12, but her final jump of 6.30, just 3 centimeters away from top spot. That honour would go to Tahini Belabio of Algeria, with a 6.33 on her first jump that took the pressure off her for the rest of the competition. The medalists in the women's long jump. The men's 800 metres final next, 9 lining up for this one. Amin Belferrar of Algeria qualified in 1:45.01 with the season's best. The season's best for Mustafa Smiley of Morocco, just 400ths behind, and a third season's best for Abraham Rotic of Bahrain. It was Smiley who made the decision to take control of this race, leading after the first lap. And it was a gamble that paid off for the 20-year-old Moroccan. The Moroccan enjoying the 800, having just missed out on 1500 bronze at the 2014 Youth Olympics in Nanjing. Race for silver, very tight one here. Belferrar and Tunisia's Riada Chnini fighting hard for the end. Smiley for gold winning, with a time not too far outside his personal best in 1:45.78. Chnini getting Belferrar on the line to take silver in 1:46.24. The men's 3,000 metre steeplechase was the next event on the track, with 7 starting. It was a race that would require a season's best performance to get the top spot. But for who? The 7.5 lap steeplechase has 28 barriers and 7 water jumps. Leading the way after the first 1,000 was Mohammed Ismail of Djibouti, wearing bib number 115. By 2,000 metres it was Messadoudi of Algeria who'd moved into the lead and was taking control of the pace, but the race was run tactically very well, and the leader would change. So pulling away towards the end, Mohamed Tindouf of Morocco, wearing bib 241, opened up an enormous gap. Chase for the podium still going on behind. It was Tindouf winning in 8 minutes 26.6, a season's best. Ismail getting the silver in 8:31.59, also a season's best, and running Kaya into the bronze position with 8 minutes 32.68. The medalists in the men's 3,000 metre steeplechase. And now the women's 200 metre sprint. Top qualifier Gina Bass from the Gambia in 23.73. She has gone as fast as 23.14 this season. Just 200s behind her in qualifying, Edidiong Odiong of Bahrain and Asia Raziki of Morocco, the only two qualifiers under 24 seconds. Bass lane 4, Odiong 6, Raziki 7. And it was Bass beaten out at the line by Odiong in 22.95. Sharipova of Uzbekistan getting the bronze over Hasanova of the host nation. The medalists in the women's 200 metres. So the final event on the track, the men's 200. Several of these sprinters had run under 21 seconds this season, but Guliev of Turkey has a personal best of under 20. Top qualifier was Winston George of Guyana, who took the silver in the 400. Who would triumph? George in 6, Guliev 7, joint third fastest qualifiers Jameh in 4 and Yakub in 5, but it was a decisive and big win for Turkey's Ramil Guliev, crossing the line in 20.08, a time which would have seen him get a bronze in the last Olympics. After another busy day at the Games, let's have a look at the latest positions in the medal table. Neck and neck at the top between Turkey and Azerbaijan, just one gold in it. Iran and Uzbekistan fighting it out for third place. And for the countries on the lower section of the table, no need to be despondent, still a lot of sport to be played. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll leave you now with our images of the day.